All right, so here is a walkthrough on setting up Motion Hatch. So starting in Trello, you can open up the show notes and oh, that's not it. And here it is. Download the audio file. And we'll open up a past episode like usual.
When you kind of take a step back and realize like everyone, no matter what, like especially in this space, we're always going to be students, we're always going to be learning the things that we do in the technique.
Podcast and it helps you, could you hop over to iTunes and leave us a rating, a review, and subscribe? That will just help the podcast get out there, and it will help more people know whether they should listen to it or not and whether it's for them. So if you could do that, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much again. See ya.
For this one, everything is the same as in the normal show notes format that we'll copy over from the Google Docs, except the links. There's all these, so I'll just copy that over and then fill them in. Looks like Greg's made some comments here that the one link we don't have. So I have to follow up with Haley. So Haley will often give us a rough title that I might tweak. So if she gives me anything, I'll be sure to send that your way as well. But if not, then we come up with something typically. So because Haley's in the UK, we set this to 6 a.m. for her. Just something to note. And then we'll go over to WordPress. And add a new post. One other thing to note with Motion Hatch with the titles is that Haley likes it all in sentence case, so just capitalized on the start and, other stuff that you would typically capitalize in a sentence, but everything else is lowercase. All right, so some things to look out for when setting up the Motion Hatch WordPress page is that first we'll want to go up here and choose full width, and then there was something else that the title page, but it looks like she might have removed that. So make sure that this is full width here, and then we want to select use the Divi Builder, and then we can load layout from your saved layouts, and it'll be whatever the most recent, the highest numbered Motion Hatch podcast, whatever it is. So in this case, 1.6. And from there, we'll go in and copy first this intro bit. So that comes in the episode intro text. And we'll just replace that. And then there's the body text, which is all of that. Then we've got the bullet points, quotes, and links, I think. Yeah. So actually here we'll just keep that heading formatting the same, just fill in those. And then the quotes. And then the links. And we'll leave this freelance contract bundles live because Haley, I think, has a button for stuff like that that she'll put in. Okay. So then we can hit publish on this. And we'll just grab this direct download URL, bring that over here into the podcast. We can delete that and hit Smart Track Player up here, paste the link in there, and then hit build shortcode. And that's it. Set this to the 23rd at 6 a.m. And actually, here's what I was seeing before that we need to change is once you activate the Divi Builder, then this post title will show up, and we want to hide that. All right, so for Motion Hatch, Haley has everything set up for the graphics in Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator here. So it's a little bit different than some of the other shows. And let me know if you don't have access to Illustrator and we can figure something else out. So we're going to go in and let's copy the title. And we'll keep everything sentence case here as well. And we'll put that in all of these. Ugh. There we go. All right. And then we'll get the name. This is episode 25. And so you can see over here, everything's laid out in kind of folders for the different image sizes. You don't actually really need to worry about this feature image one at the bottom. Very often it's just for kind of resizing. If there's a graphic that we're posting as the feature image that needs to be resized. I've used it occasionally there, but almost never. But these will be the main ones you're going to use. And so first we will drag in our image, which Haley will send us. And I'll just, where is it here? Something weird's going on there. Oh, it's selecting that text as well. Okay, so here it is right here. Whatever this square beside the images, that's what you're editing. So you could sometimes click on something and it won't. It'll actually have something else selected. So you always want to make sure of selecting what you want with that one. And so I will Alt/Option, whatever you want to, on a Mac, Alt/Option, click and drag to make duplicates of these. And then I'll make sure, so that is going to be for this one. So that's in the right place there we want it to be. This one is going to come up here, and the images always go just above these colored sections here. And so this one we can make sure that this is the old image, graphic underneath, we can delete that. And this one is that one over there, so we want to drag that up to the first one. We can delete that. And then this one here, we can drag that down and delete that one above it. Okay, and then we can just drag these into place. And actually, we will go to properties and change this to about 10% usually. Come back here, and we'll just make sure it's big enough. And I'll often just use the arrow keys. If you hold down Shift and use the arrow keys, it moves it faster. Sometimes it can get confusing with clicking on things. It'll select things here. So I'll use the arrow keys once I get close. So that looks good. Bring this one in here. And then this one down here. Oops, it's a bit much. Okay, something like that. And then we'll typically cycle through the colors. Haley doesn't want to have, she just wants to be mindful of not just using pink for all the female guests. And so if for female guests, I'll often use either the teal or blue. Let's see, I think the last episode was teal. So I'm going to go for the blue here, so you can just select that for all three of these. Okay, those all look good. And then if you click Shift and O, that's going to open up the artboard tool, which is over here. And then you just click on the artboard and do Command-Option-Shift-S, which should be Save for Web. And it should already be sized appropriately, so you can just click Save. And so let's go back to, wrong place here. In here, so we'll do, I actually didn't save this as a new file before. This is for the header of the blog. And I'm actually going to save this now. And then the second artboard. For Facebook. And then the third one. Oops. Is for YouTube. All right. Then we'll head back to the website post. And actually, first we can head into Libsyn, and under artwork, we'll actually upload the wide screen image here. So this is the YouTube one. So we'll upload new and select the YouTube one. And I always make sure this is checked, even though I already saved it once. And then just hit publish on that, and we're done for Libsyn. And then in here, we are going to copy and paste this title, and we'll go into that first module there, and we'll remove that image. And we're going to upload this image, which we based everything off that we moved it in, and then the Facebook and the header images. And then update the titles on these. Motion Hatch Podcast, and then just paste in that whole title and put in the alt text as well for all of these three. And so for the header image, we're using this wide one. For the feature image, we're using this graphic. And then for the Facebook one, we will upload the Facebook one. Okay, then we can hit update on that. And then one more thing we're going to do is copy this link and head over to Pretty Links. And we're going to add Pretty Link. And for the target URL, enter this here, and then we'll just do 25 for that. And this will be Motion Hatch 25 Sabrina Curry. And hit create. And that's it for Motion Hatch.